We are honored to have on set with us right now former Representative Buddy Darden, who knows the former president well and his service well. Mr. Darden, first of all, thank you for coming and being here. Our condolences to you as well, knowing Jimmy Carter. Can you just reflect a little bit on how you're feeling today, watching these moments from early this morning, the body of Jimmy Carter leaving Phoebe Sumter Medical Center, making its way here to Atlanta, just the response. What is your reflection when you see all of that?
Well, Christine, first of all, let me say that the honor is mine to be able to be here with you and Eric and reflect upon the life of Jimmy Carter. What an extraordinary life. And as I've said before, I first met him in 1966 when he came to Athens. I was the past president of the student body there, and he sought the votes of the students and the support of the students. He came over with this guy named Hamilton Jordan, who ended up being the chief of staff in the White House, but I've known him since that time. So this has been, to me, a reaction and a time of reflection. And certainly 100 years, a life well lived. It's totally so extraordinary, but not only the time that he was governor and the time that he was president, but the extraordinary life he continued to lead. And I've said this before, but Jimmy Carter always said there might be people smarter, there might be people better looking than he, but no one was ever going to outwork him. And that work ethic that he had, bolstered by his wife Rosalind, the party wife Rosalind, I think is certainly the key to his being such a success throughout his life. He had a tough time when he left the presidency at age 56. What do you do? Where do you go? I've had an experience like that when I lost my seat in Congress, but you got to go on. But what he has done since that time has made all of us Georgians proud. And may I also say that I'm so proud of the state of Georgia and its reaction and how they have a state government led by Governor Brian Kemp and how they have helped plan and helped carry out this event that's going on right now. By the way, I served in the Georgia House of Representatives before I went to Congress with the father-in-law of Governor Brian Kemp. His name was Bob Argo, and a very distinguished legislator, I might add.
Talk a little bit about earlier today, and we have video of this as well. We've seen a massive response on the sides of the highways, going through planes. They took their time through several cities and several counties as they made their way up here. Are you surprised at all that people are coming out on this Saturday, cold outside, just to stand there and pay their last respects to the president?
I am not surprised. I am gratified because finally Jimmy Carter is getting the recognition that he has earned and deserved. A friend of mine, Chuck Bird, from down in Taylor County, Reynolds, Georgia, called me about 2 hours ago and told me that the procession had just come through there, that little town, and he said this would be a good time to speed because there's not a single state patrolman left who is not in that motorcade. And but the state of Georgia has really done us so proud by the reaction they've had and making the people aware. And this is a spontaneous thing that the people feel, because you don't have to have voted for Jimmy Carter. You don't have to have been a part of his governmental organization not to have admired him, not only for the public service that he held and the offices he held, but also the good deeds that he did worldwide. He was a citizen of the world.
What do you think he would think about everything that is happening here now? Because like you said, after his presidency, it was a tough time. He lost the he wanted to run, be reelected to office. That didn't happen. He was seen negatively by the American public at the time because of the hostage situation. What do you think, with his legacy now, he would be saying about how people have expressed such gratitude for what he and Rosalind and the Carter family has done, not only here in Georgia, but around the world?
Well, outwardly he would appear very humble, but there's no way he couldn't be inside bursting with pride to see what has happened, because again, he's had his ups and downs like all of us in life, but he went out the way that he wanted to go under his own terms. And I think that's so important that he controlled his destiny right until the very end.
They've been planning his state services and funerals since 1986, and one thing that he said, he wanted to make sure that the first service that happened at the Carter Center. Talk about what the Carter Center meant to him. He wanted to make sure they were involved, and all of this started where he loved the most.
Well, the Carter Center is certainly a place of reverence. In fact, my son George and his wife Casey were married there in 2007, and it's such a great asset to the state of Georgia, and also to the world, because from the Carter Center has emanated so many good works and things, and he was very dedicated to the operation of that, and we've had some good people to follow him to run the center, like Dr. John Hardman, and of course the chairman now of it is his grandson Jason, that he's so proud of and has accomplished so much as well. So what a great legacy that he's leaving.
We're watching some video here. I want to just share with viewers at home. We're